lot of people don't like reading, and that's understandable because I didn't like reading for the longest time. For like majority of high school, for majority of school, I didn't like reading. I didn't start reading until I made the choice to pick up a book called The Maze Runner, and that's really what started me in my reading journey. And I started getting into nonfiction and self help books, and philosophy, and I started really getting into those. But yeah, so I want to try my best to convince you to read, even though I know a lot of you guys probably don't like reading and probably wouldn't want to do it. I First of all, I just want to say that I completely understand because, like I said, for me personally, I didn't like reading for majority of school until I picked up my first Maze Runner book. And I think the reason why I picked it up was just because I was so bored and I really just wanted to see if I would enjoy a book if I finished it, because I've never finished a book. Well, I finished school books because it was forced on me and I needed to get a good grade, but I never really finished a book for myself, and I challenged myself to finish The Maze Runner, and um, I don't regret that challenge. But yeah, and that's what helped me get into reading. But for like the longest time, I didn't like reading, and I think the biggest reasons why I didn't like reading was because of the school system, which is kind of ironic because you think that the education system is supposed to educate people and encourage people to read, which they do, but they actually do it in such like the worst way possible, because they actually force kids to read like the most torture, like boring books ever. Like if I recall a few books that I read in school, which is like How to Kill a Mockingbird, uh, Great Gatsby, Romeo and Juliet. We did a lot of Shakespeare poetry, and I remember reading a book. I remember reading the Frankenstein book too, and those aren't books that you would want a kid to read, or any kid would want to read for that matter. Like, those aren't entertaining books. They're very boring, and forcing kids to read those type of books will automatically make them hate it and not like reading. So if you actually want to get into reading and you actually want to start reading for yourself, you would need you would need to understand that the reason why you don't like reading is because the school system, the flawed school system has forced you to read books that you just didn't like, and that were very boring, and that you need to realize that you actually haven't actually went and tried to find a book that you might like or that you might enjoy. And what I would say is try to figure out what type of movies you like, right? And figure out what's your favorite movie or favorite TV show, and see if there's a book on it, because a lot of times movies and TV shows are based on books. So just see if there's figure out what your favorite movie is, figure out what your favorite TV show is, see if there's a book based on it, and then try to see if you could finish that book, just to see if you like reading, so you could actually form your opinion on reading. Because a lot of people have only been reading school books, books that were forced on you in school, and they actually haven't tried to read on their own time, and they don't actually know if they like reading or not. So I would recommend you to read a book that you actually think you would enjoy, and give it a shot. And try to challenge yourself to finish the whole book. And I know that seems daunting, even if you have to like read one page a day. Just try to challenge yourself to finish a book, and if you can get it finished, then you can say whether or not you like reading or not. Or I would say try another book, but like if you read a whole book and you just reading isn't for you, then I guess that's enough for me. Like, I believe you. Like, but yeah. But anyway, that was a long rant of why I should try to convince you to read. Anyways, let me try to convince you to read The Magicians, my favorite. So The Magicians is like a fucked up Harry Potter, to put it in simple words. Uh, so so it's like, imagine Harry Potter went to college and just started getting fucked up on drugs, and magic was the drug, like in this book. And you just have a lot of a lot of people addicted to magic, and it's just really interesting of a book, and just a different perspective on what magic would look like in our world. Because honestly, I think this is probably like the most realistic view of what magic would be like in our world. a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, but I don't think it's I don't think it's as happy and lolly as Harry Potter make it seems. But this book has like such a realism towards magic, even though you think magic, oh, it's so fake. But if you're interested in something like that, then give The Magicians a chance. I actually really enjoyed reading the book. It's like it's a trilogy, so there's 3 books total, and I enjoyed reading every single one. And there's a TV show based, so they made a TV show after. So they made a TV show based on these books, but I watched the show and the show's actually really good, but they don't really follow along. I mean, in season 1 they followed along, but like towards season 2 and season 3 and then season 4 they just derailed and just it completely became like a different story with the same characters, and even the characters became different because now they have different development and arcs than they do in the book. So they're they become different characters towards the end of the show, but the show is good, and I would recommend it if you want to watch it. But this video is trying to get you to read, not trying to get you to watch the show. So yeah, this book I would recommend it for someone's first time reading, honestly, because it's one of my favorites. And this is the book series that I started on after I finished The Maze Runner, and I don't regret it. I absolutely love The Magicians. Like I really do. I do love the books. So that's it for the review. I really do hope you guys want pick up the habit of reading. It's really good for you, and it helps you think differently and just make more connections in your brain, and just makes you smarter. I mean, that's not a rumor. It's actually been proven by science. But yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope I had effect on somebody. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.